In this video, we are going to see how to create Xero sales invoices from new QuickBase table entries. So let's say that you're using QuickBase as an application development platform where every time a table entry is added, so this webhook is configured, then automatically an invoice should be created in Xero, which is an accounting software. Now this is definitely going to make your work a lot easy, and how can you do that? For this, you will have to set up some integration between the two applications, and the same thing can be done using Pabbly Connect software. Here your trigger application would be QuickBase and your action application would be Xero. Now how can you do this yourself? Integrate and automate this entire process. To understand that, let me take you to my screen. To begin with the process, we are first going to type the URL pabbly.com/connect, and as we do that, here we have reached the landing page of this software. On the right hand side, you can see two options, sign in and sign up for free. So if you are an existing user, simply sign in. If you are a new user, click on this tab sign up. It won't take more than 2 minutes, and also at the time of account creation, you will get 100 free tasks. Now I'm going to click on sign in as I already have an account here. Now here we have reached the all applications page. Since we are doing this integration using Pabbly Connect software, let's click on access now. And here we have reached the dashboard of the application. Again, on the right hand side, you can see a tab create workflow. Let's click on this, and this dialog box is asking us to name this workflow. So here my objective is to create Xero sales invoices from new QuickBase table entries, which means that every time a new table entry is made in QuickBase, then automatically with the information an invoice should be created in Xero. So I'm going to click on create. Here we have reached another window which has got two extremely important events. One is trigger, another one is action. Triggers and actions are basically those two principles or concepts on which this entire automation works. Trigger is when this happens, and action is do this. Basically, action here is what happens in our trigger. So it's a result of what happens to our trigger. Now here my objective is that every time a new QuickBase entry is configured to a table, then automatically a new sales invoice should be created in Xero. So here my trigger application would be QuickBase. Let's click on this. And the trigger event here would be to configure new table webhooks. Basically, this workflow is going to run when a record is added, deleted, or modified in the table. So I'm going to click on this. Now here on the right hand side, you can see that this trigger will instantly capture new incoming data and the workflow execution will start in real time, which means this application has got no polling time and you are not supposed to wait. You will get instant results. Now here we have received a webhook URL which is going to act as a bridge for connecting QuickBase with Pabbly Connect so that Pabbly Connect can have access to the information. So I'm going to copy this, and now we have to follow the following steps so that we can set up this connection. So first we have to log into our QuickBase account, and I have already logged in. So this is my QuickBase account, and here I have got certain applications. So I already have created an application, test app and customer manager. I'm going to take you in customer manager. So let me show you the help desk once again. So here once we navigate to my apps, either we can create a new app or use the existing app. I'm using the existing app. Now here you have to go to your new table settings page and click webhooks, which means that here there's a new table and I've already created a few tables. So let me show you from scratch. So as you select on new table, I'm going to select from scratch. Now how do you want to name your table? So you can name it like Xero invoice, and then we have got a single record. So my single record is going to be known as an invoice, and then you can just create on the table. I have already created a table. The name is Xero invoice. Okay, so what do we have to do here? We have to go to the settings, and here in settings we are going to go to webhooks. So here you can see the tab new webhook. Let's click on this. And now we have to fill in this information. So you can name your webhook. So I'm just going to name it as demo webhook. Now the description, if you wish to provide any, you can do that. When an invoice is, so here I'm going to add the three options. So when an invoice is modified, added or deleted, then this workflow should run. Then we have got the endpoint URL. So I'm going to take you to Pabbly Connect, and here this URL that we have received, I'm going to copy this, Go back to QuickBase and paste this over here. So once done, now the HTTP method. So here it is said that we have to select the HTTP method as post and message format as JSON. So this is post and here I'm going to select this as JSON. Now the message header. So here it is written that use content type as key and application JSON as value in message header field. So I'm going to copy this content type, go here and paste this over here, and here I'm going to write application/JSON. Now comes the message body. So here again, as I take you to Pabbly Connect, it is written in message body field, choose the fields and markers you want and pass it in JSON format like. So this is a format that we have to use. I'm going to copy this, go back, paste this over here. Now these are the keys and these are the values. So how do I do it? So first of all, I want the name. First of all, I want the name of the person. So I have written name here, and then I'm going to delete this, and here I'm going to map the value. So first of all, it is name, right? Then I need the invoice. So again, I'm going to delete this, and here I'm going to map invoice. The third one here, again, now I'm going to copy this. Okay. Paste it here, and now I'm going to change this. So it is email address, and now again I'm going to delete this, and here I'm going to write email address. Then we have, what do we have then? Due date. So I'm going to write due date, and let's delete this, and here we are going to mark due date. So I'm again going to copy this, and then we have to fill in. After due date, we have got item, item quantity, and item amount. So here I'm going to write item, and here we are going to map item, right? So I'm going to click on this, and this is the item. Then we need item quantity. So item quantity, and let's delete this, go here, this is item quantity, and then we have got item amount. So I'm going to copy this once again. Yeah, so this is item amount, and here I'm going to delete this entire thing, and then go back here. So this is item amount. And the last thing that I need here is total. So I'm again going to copy this, and here it is total. Okay, now let's delete this, go here and write total. So these are the fields that I want. And in event, my event says that I can have an invoice modified, added, or deleted. So I'm going to write modified, added, or deleted. So this is my action. This is how you have to write the message body. I hope you're clear with this. So once we have done this, we are going to click on save. So here you can see that my webhook has been created. So once this has been done, I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect, and here it says that now log into the application where you have added the webhook URL and do a test submission so that the data can be recorded here in the webhook response, which means that now we are supposed to create an invoice in QuickBase. So taking you back here, now I'm going to go to QuickBase. Okay, then again we are going to go to Customer Manager, this application. Now here we are going to go to Xero Invoice, and here we are going to create a new invoice. So let's fill in the details. So let's say the name is demo user, invoice name is PB101, then the email address is demouser@pabblytudes.com. Let's say the due date here is 29th of December. Now item, so I have got AirPods, item quantity 2, item amount, so let's say it is of 200 each, so the total amount comes to 400. So let's click on save and close. So here we can see that the invoice has been saved. Now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect, and here we can see that we have received the API response. This is the total amount, then this is the name, item quantity, item amount, item, then we have the invoice, event, email address, and then we have the due date. So here is the due date. Now here my objective is that with these details an invoice should be created in Xero sales. So I'm going to choose my next application as Xero. Let's click on this. And the action event here would be to create an invoice. Let's click on connect. So here Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the Xero account. I'm going to select add new connection, then connect with Xero. I have already logged into my Xero account, and here it is saying that you have to provide the access. So I'm going to click on allow access. So here we can see that the authorization has been successful. So once this is done, this means that Pabbly Connect is now connected with Xero. Now we have to map this information. What is mapping? Mapping means that I already have received this information like name, invoice number, email address, etc. in the previous step, and I'm just going to retrieve it here. And how do we do this? So first of all, we have the organization. So it is PabCon. Okay, so as you create your organization, you can name it like that. Then we have the type. So here we have got two options. Is it a bill or is it a sales invoice? So I'm going to select a sales invoice. Then we have got the name. So for the name, I'm going to click on this. As I do that, it is going to show me the previous step. Let's click on this, and this is the name. So this is how we are going to map this. Now the invoice number. So I'm going to click on this, go to step 1, and this is the invoice number. Then the email address here. So this is the email address. Now the date. So here this is the date invoice when it was issued. So if I do not write this, it will take the current date. So I'm just going to leave it blank. Now comes the due date. So due date is this. But here you can see that it is asking me to enter the due date in this particular format, which is a different format. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to add a feature by Pabbly. This is my next action step. Here I'm going to add a feature by Pabbly, which is date time formatter. Now here the action event would be format date with time zone. Let's click on connect. Now first of all, we are going to map this information. So I'm going to click on this, go to step 1, and this is the date. Now from format would be, now this is the month, date and year. So month, date and year is this format, and this is seconds, right? So I'm going to select this one. And then what do I want? I want the to format to be year, month and date. So this is the to format. Now the from time zone would be Asia, Kolkata, UTC. To time zone would be again UTC. So let's click on this and click on save and send test request. So here we can see that we have received the desired date. Now I'm going to go back down, and now here I'm going to select the existing connection and save it quickly. So once this is done, let's come down, and here I'm going to map the date. So this is the date. And now the line amount types. So this line amount are exclusive of tax. So here you have got 3 options. I am selecting line have no tax. Now the currency code is Indian rupee. Now currency rate, so you can specify the rate. As of now, I'm going to leave this blank. Now the status. So is it a draft, submit for approval or authorized? So I am just selecting draft. Now send to contact, yes. Then line item description. So this here we have to map the name of the item. So let's click on this, and I'm going to go to step 1, and this is the name of our line item. Then the quantity, so this is the quantity. Then the unit amount. So the unit amount is 200 per piece. Now the item code, if you wish to specify, you can do that. Now as I take you down, so here it is saying line item tax amount. So it is like if there is any tax, then post tax deduction, what's the amount, or post tax inclusion, what's the amount, you can mention that. And then the line item amount. So if you have got any discount rate, so the line amount reflects the discounted price, and for that you will have to choose this particular formula, just like we use it in Google Sheets. Now the line item discount rate. So if there is any rate, you can specify the same. Line item tracking category option. And now I'm going to click on save and send test request. So here we have received the API response, right? Which basically means that now an invoice should be created in Xero Sales. So now I'm going to take you to my Xero Sales account. So this is the dashboard of Xero account, and here we are going to go to business. In business, we have got invoices. And here we can see that yes, an invoice has been created. So this is in INR, and here we have got the details: airports, quantity 2, unit price 200, discount is 0, account is 200 sales, and the total amount is 400. So basically this is saying that our integration process is a complete success. But we also need to check this in real. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you back to QuickBase, and here I'm going to create another invoice. So this time let's fill in the data. Let's say that it is dummy new is the name. Invoice is PB102. Then we have the email address dummynew@pabblytutes.com. Then we have the due date. Let's say this time the due date is 30th of December. What is the item? It's a mobile phone. Okay, then we have the item quantity. Let's say it is 5. Item amount is, let's say, 100, and the total amount is 500. Now I'm going to click on save and close. So as soon as this table entry is finished, then what should happen? Automatically an invoice should be created in Xero Sales. So now let's go to Xero Sales, refresh this page quickly. So I'm again going to go to business, go to invoices. And here you can see that yes, another invoice has been created, which basically means that our integration is a complete success. Now I'm going to take you to Pabbly Connect to quickly understand what we have done. So here our trigger application was QuickBase. The event was configure new table webhooks. Once done, our action application was Xero, where the event was to create an invoice. Here we had selected a feature by Pabbly, which was date time formatter, to format the date along with the time. I hope this is absolutely clear to you. If in case you have any doubt, you can refer to the workflow which is given in the description box of this video. You can also clone the same and start to process immediately. Apart from this, if you have got any particular integration that you wish to work on, you can always write to us. Not only this, but you can integrate multiple applications using Pabbly Connect software. To ask any of your query, you have to write at forum.pabbly.com. You can also visit our website, which is www.pabbly.com/connect. To get all the details about the latest updates, the integrations and applications, you can visit our Facebook group. If in case you have found this video helpful, then do not forget to share this with your friends and colleagues so that they can also get into automation and make their life easy. I'm going to see you very soon with different integrations and automations. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Take care of yourself.